Alright, hello everyone, my name is Andreas Diaz. Me and Will are back again for another spectacular More Plus talk on She-Hulk, episode 2 and 3. How you doing, Will?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very good. Very happy to be back and discuss She-Hulk. And I think so far the show has been pretty promising. I think it's been lively, and I've been enjoying this setup are doing with the show. I'm very happy to see Abomination again, and so far I've been very liking the show. I think it's definitely, doing what I really want the show to do. So that's good. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been a lot of fun. I don't know. I've enjoyed kind of seeing a more seeing the MCU from closer to the average person's perspective. Because Jen Walters is she's a Hulk, but she's still trying to live her normal life, and you see just how people are reacting to the increasing prevalence of powers and stuff. And that's interesting. I think the tone of the show is really fun. There's a lot you can explore when you're kind of poking fun at the concept of a superhero universe. And then I think the supporting cast has been solid as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agreed. I really like her friend Nikki. I think she's been really awesome, and has actually been very funny. And it's one of my. You've seen episode 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna say with the linking with Juan was so hilarious, and her checking on Juan's LinkedIn was just hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
The many years he's been Decision is hilarious. I never thought to see that in a superhero show, and I am so thankful for the show to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my god! And then good.
Sorry.
Good.
The lag is getting us. But there's a lot of good bits like that, visual gags.
I agree. And I like the other guy. What is his name? The other attorney. That's.
I can't remember his name either, but that actor is on the show called The Other Two. That is hilarious, and he's so good in it. So I was so happy when he popped up. I was The Other Two.
Okay. What was the show called again? I'm sorry.
The Other Two.
The Other Two. Okay, that's what it's called. Okay. Is it Todd? Yeah. Oh no, not Todd. It's not Dennis. What's this guy's name? It's something.
I don't remember.
I mean, yeah. I need to double check it out. But yeah, he's really great. I like that he had a side story. I'm liking that we're doing something with the supporting characters in the show, so that's good. And because his character is going to be somewhat like a love interest for Jennifer, because he was Dan Slott comic run, so wondering if they're gonna do that. Found. But yeah, and I guess we want to get into the big one with the Abomination and that whole site story. Well, there's stuff we have covered. So let's get into the part where after the first episode, the end of the trial, unfortunately that trial went okay, but because she became a superhero, she got fired because they were in favor of her, so her job got her fired, and then of course throughout that montage in episode 2, we get of course her again trying to reply to his other jobs, but no one takes her except the guy that was defending the anonymous defendant in the first episode, and came to Jennifer to join the superhuman law firm that he's setting up. And so that was it was cool that we got him early in episode 1, and see him again here just connects to episode 1 pretty well. And I think that was pretty cool. And of course, and I like one thing I did like about the show is seeing Jennifer struggling to like accept now she's a superhero, because she wants. I like we're at least consistent with that, at least, you know, episode 2 and 3, that she's not comfortable with the superhero thing. She just wants to be a anonymous lawyer, as you say, in episode 3. And so I think that's been very consistent. And I can see that the show will, like, her arc in this series will be pretty much her accepting that she's now a Hulk and her being a superhero now, you know. She cannot go back to the normal life. So I think it's so far it's been consistent with that. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. That's like the arc that they're setting up for her, and I like that they didn't have her just kind of get over that really quickly. It's really like we're gonna get to see that journey. It's not gonna be like she just kind of flips a switch and she's into it. And I'm sure that by the end of the show, she will be like fully embracing the She-Hulk thing. Because I know in the comics, she's just like She-Hulk all time, like full time by choice.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm kind of curious if they're going to do that, because like there's so much money to keep her in that Hulk form. So
for budget reasons, probably not.
Yeah, so I can maybe see that in the movies where we could just keep her there that way, but we'll see. Because we did that with Hulk for the first, well, for pretty much the whole entire Avengers Endgame. Of course, except with when the H1 hit Banner with the astral projection, and like his human form came out, and the Hulk stayed sedated. So, but I guess, like, from episode 1, we saw, you know, Banner still stayed with the Hulk form, so I think it could be possible in TV form. So, you know, so it's going to be that weird thing of being, like, this, like keeping the character, like, they will just probably, like, have a contrived reason for her to be in human form, you know, which is nothing new.
Yeah.
It's like Supergirl had this, like, with Martian Manhunter, when, because they were struggling, they you know, because they were very cautious about the budget. So Jones and of course Miss Martian in that show were always in and out with the Martian makeup because it was just costing too much money. So nothing new. So but yeah. So I will say I wasn't fun of episode 2. I thought it was like episode 2 was like, okay, getting it into the status quo of the show, because you know, the first episode was origin, and then episode 2 was kind of get us into the law show thing that we've been promising, and then episode 3, I like that we did actual law things in episode 3. So I like episode 3 more. In episode 2, I just felt like it was another setup.
I agree. Yeah. I thought episode 3 was a lot stronger. But yeah, I really loved episode 3 today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess one thing I like about these first 2 episodes is, like, I like how interconnected it is with the main plot line of the Abomination. So let's kind of get into that character. I was very excited to see Tim Roth coming back for the Abomination, and I think he's been really awesome in this first episodes. I mean, his many lovers in the show we've seen. It's hilarious, and and his many like him becoming such a zealot, basically, is kind of interesting. So and by the way, just seeing all his 7 lovers into those white dresses remind me of Midsummer. I don't know.
He's got his own little cult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Yeah. When they said that in episode 2, I was like worried that it was gonna like be one of those like jokes that like does not land. But then you have to stick with it because it's like relevant to the plot for a while. But I was actually laughing at a lot of the jokes about it, like when he referred to them as his better 7/8. It was like this.
Yes.
Like it did feel like I was like genuinely like amused by it, and I wasn't like annoyed that they had put it in there, which is just such like I was surprised because it's such a turn for that character, but it has been like 14 years since we've seen him, so like I'm more like willing for the character to have gone through such a monumental change, you know.
Yeah, and also I wasn't thinking about this, but I mean he was hired just like everyone that was like under General Ross during that time, like they thought they were after a fugitive without realizing that Banner was the victim. You know, like because you know what I mean.
I guess from Ross's perspective, Banner is just like a dangerous weapon, especially like at that time. Like I do understand where he's coming from. He's like as viewers we have like more context for Bruce's whole situation, but like Ross knowing what he knew, everything he does makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Wait, so like you like for me you're not with Ross, you're just saying that he had like good reasons to doing that.
Yeah, like I think I understand where he's coming from because he doesn't have like I don't know. Bruce was like dangerous, and like as a viewer, I'm like, oh, but he's like a good person, so he'll figure it out. But that's not like a practical solution, and when your like priority is like safety of the country, like I don't know. I get where he's coming from. Like,
yeah. Well, for me, I'm with Abomination, and my thing is that Ross had his very like he had his own intentions to use Banner to recreate superheroes soldier formula that's named the Hulk, and like he had his selfless reasons to doing that. Like he saw it as an opportunity to protect the country, but he wasn't doing it in a way that was just like that's where I agree with the Abomination here. It like he didn't like he was forced to do, and like the fact that Ross not forced, but like he like allowed Blanksy to be affected with that like not even close to the one from Captain America. It's just like very dangerous, and no way the guy will allow to do that. You know. So yeah, so I appreciate the layers that like I appreciate the show kind of getting back to putting more emphasis with the Hulk universe. I'm like so happy about that. And when we get to episode 2, the like the quick last thing we see with Hulk, I'm like curious where we're gonna go with that one. Like I'm so happy we're getting more in depth about the Incredible Hulk finally, because it's been so many years, which is like just annoy it or cherry pick certain things about that movie, So yeah, so that's my point of view. And I guess I I'm happy the design is better than the actual Incredible Hulk Abomination sign. I love it still. So yeah. So yeah. I mean, no questions about that. Because we're talking about episode 3, I want to kind of get into this other one. The big one was the one cameo for episode 3. We had to kind of get into that because we got more confirmation about like why did he like allowed Blanksy to get out from the jail and do that like fight thing for Shang-Chi. So apparently Juan mentioned that he had to do it because it was a test for him to become Sorcerer. It was required for him to be a monster, be a monster to to become Sorcerer Supreme. I guess
it's just training.
Yeah, training. Right. I mean, I sort of I like it, and it's kind of funny now with the timeline. He's been in Sorcerer Supreme for a short time, which is funny, right?
Yeah, if we are to believe what he said to the panel,
yeah, that's true. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. One is very good at lying. So many things.
He's so chaotic.
Yeah, it's weird. I respect him to be chaotic. And just so actually just taking things in his own hands, not think about the ethical conundrum. I like how he just mentioned he brought up the memory race thing. He's like, I don't want to do that again, and and I just thought it was funny, and of course Walter's payback was that was totally not ethical to do, but okay. But yeah, I guess Juan was really great in this episode. I was very happy to see him again. We're gonna see him again because there are trailers that he fights these little gargoyle monsters with She-Hulk in the bar. So I'm kind of curious where we're gonna see him again. So
okay, yeah.
And I was shocked. Yeah, so I was shocked to see we're gonna get the Abomination and Wand early this time. I was kind of shocked about that. So I thought we were gonna do something that was filler, but I would never expected get into the Abomination, and then this episode 3, we're gonna get one right away, which is great. But I'm still waiting for Daredevil, so that's my main thing right now. But yeah, and I guess I guess I'm kind of happy that this somewhat connects to the Thunderbolts pretty well. I think this kind of lines up pretty well. That I can see Val recruiting a Blanksy to redeem himself because he is remorse to what happened to the events. So I can see him because he does have similar things with Walker. So I can see that being the reason he would probably join the Thunderbolts to redeem himself and pay what he did. So and I'm very curious about because he too is coming back later in the series because there's a scene where he's in therapy, a superhero therapy session, and he's again with the Abomination form. So I'm kind of curious. So I'm excited to see him again and pay up those I seen with the trailers. So so I'm very curious about that. So those parts were the best part about episode 3, the Abomination one. So anything else we had to about the one Sorcerer Supreme? Did you have any questions, or was there something that kind of confused you about those storylines?
No, I think I got them pretty well.
Okay. I'm happy we solved them. I'm happy we didn't ignore them. So that's my thing. And speaking of, side plots, I really like the name lawyer that's friend for Jennifer and Nikki for the new firm. like this was a light elf, Rooney. That's the character's name.
Yep.
That was fun, and I never expect to really enjoy that. But I was so happy they did it because it was great to have a main plot and a B plot at the same time. So that was good. Like at first I was like, oh, he just came back to talk to him, and then I didn't realize it was actually a imposter. Well, it was after when he got the call. It was like, oh my god, this is the imposter, and like he the sexual harassment thing. It was just, oh my god, just like very
his delivery, like after the shapeshifter leaves, of like, it's not, you know me. It was so. It's like really so like good. Honest plea, like earnest, like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's. Oh my god. Yeah. So I was very happy we got like a super enhanced, like, side plot to that, to see like the superhuman law thing. So that was good. And the court scene as well was funny, and it's funny, and I like that we got Denizak. That was cool too, from the other firm that for Jennifer and Nikki was at from the first episode. So it was cool to see him again and be part of this case. That was just so weird. And yeah, it was funny how the light elf like impersonate the judge, and it's just and her lawyer trying to stop her. It was just hilarious. It was, oh my god. So yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah, so we got that. Oh, and during the A plot, we get introduced another character that's from the comics, Mallory Rook. That was the girl that opened the door to introduce the unnamed guy we don't know. While Jennifer was meeting up the boss, that scene in episode 3. So she's a character from the comics, and we'll see her more. So I'm kind of curious where we will focus that. So that was like before Juan entering into that scene.
Yeah, that actress is from Hamilton.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't recognize her. I was kind of like, okay, that's good. I need to see that musical.
Yeah, it's really
movie
good.
Or show.
Yeah, it's a Broadway show, but they recorded it and it's on Disney Plus. If you have a spare 3 hours.
Yeah.
But
oh my god, 3 hours. Oh my god. Yeah. So but yeah, so I just want to mention that up. Okay, let's get it. One interesting tidbit that I saw was like the use screen that's like almost YouTube. This is like the MCU version of YouTube. That was kind of cool. I don't know if you caught that one. That was kind of cool. We saw a little bit of like a Easter egg with Iron Man 3. There's like a review of Iron Man 3, which is weird.
I didn't see that.
So that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
it's like the right corner.
Yeah. I did see that all of the like comments being like enough female superheroes, and like why did they replace the Hulk with a woman, like, which are exactly what you would see on like a Facebook comment section. So that was fun.
That's true. Yeah, that one was like, I don't know, like I just didn't care for that. Like I don't know.
That is, I mean, like, when I look online, I see that a lot.
That's true. I mean, I'm kind of bothered by that because there's so many characters that like are popular and they're like part of a brand. You know, like Batgirl is part of Batman. You know, and, like she's she's not related to Batman. She's just a different person. She's just taking the Bat gimmick really or or like Hawkgirl is she's part of this race that are like literally Hawk people. So, or like the Flash, like the Flash family. You got XS is and female speedsters are like part of the family, or Jesse Quick is part of that. I don't know, like, I mean, everyone was aware of She-Hulk, like.
No, I mean, like, I also think that it's dumb when people say stuff like that. I'm just saying it is, like, it does reflect what internet comment sections look like.
I agree. I don't know. I have this. I don't know. Like, you think by now comic book nerds know about this, and like it's been there since the day these things were created. Like
it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, so I don't know. I get the show got attacked by people, but like I don't like when we had to react and respond to it. Like, just leave it alone.
I guess I liked this because it was like a quick thing, and it we didn't linger on it. It was just like a visual gag while they were like doing a quick montage of like the media reaction to her.
But I will say it was funny that there's like theories videos of her, like they think she's not real and like she's like fake. Like, at least I appreciate we got that. So I think that's kind of funny. So that was very funny. And I like some of the response people like I don't mind having female superhero, but it's like one of those like TikTok whatever like people were just saying screen. That was funny. Okay, so what else we have to get into? The breaking the fourth wall. I actually like this one in episode 3. Her driving and then she isn't driving the wheel was like hilarious. Oh my god, so sitcom, and it was like perfect. Oh my god. So, and I try to figure out, did she break the fourth wall in episode 2?
I mean, she must have.
Or it was kind of like towards the end of the episode, I think.
So, she definitely, like, at the end of episode 2, there was one point where she was talking directly to the camera while she was, like, walking through the office. Because she wasn't paying attention to her boss.
Yes. No, that's correct. But yeah, so that one was pretty good, this one, because this one was much better and felt more like a Deadpool breaking the fourth wall. So that was good. Now let's... Yeah, it was just... because I mean, personally, I'm like, if you're going to do the breaking the fourth wall, like, just be consistent about it. Like, at least spread it in few section of your movie or TV. But if you're just gonna save it for one thing, I always kind of feel like why we need it, because we need like a comedy, like I get your self-awares, but like, I don't know, like I think with all the gags and the approach of like this world has been existing for 14 years of well, not 14 years, but like so many years of super enhanced stuff going on. It's like this, it's the normal, it's the new normal for them. So I don't know. So I just feel like it just doesn't require these breaking and four rules. But we'll see. We'll see if they put more effort putting it and more in the episodes. But besides that, I want to get into the Wrecking Crew. That was another one I was surprised. We got them right away for episode 3, and I'm kind of curious. Well, that and the Hulk post-credit scene, or he send it to Sakaar. Do you think these plots will be developed in the series? Which one you want to discuss first? The Hulk thing?
Yeah, we can do the Hulk thing since that was in episode 2.
Okay, so let's get into that. So, I mean, because right now I'm hearing rumors, or I've been seeing like the news that apparently the rights for the Hulk is going to expire next year or 2024. I don't know. And maybe they're setting up a Hulk movie, so a World War Hulk movie could happen. If this tease is solely to tease that, and that maybe we'll get an announcement for that either in the D23 that is next week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, it's no coincidence that we have this, but if not, this could be a good side plot where like there's major plot points merging into the series finale. So like Titania can be the main like grounded fight, and then like of course when we get to the boss, like who's the boss, and like the wrecking crew will be this another fight that she has to fight with, and this is where like maybe some like one and maybe the Abomination will come to help her, or and of course because we have this Sakaar thing, the alien race that attacked them first episode, I think this could be a level threat human Avengers thing, and then Jennifer will realize that she has to become a hero, and that will be like. So that's what I'm thinking right now with the plot. I just kind of excited to see Hulk doing something, and hopefully get some sort of film or this could be a good plot line for the Hulk to be doing off the strings for now with the show. So I don't know. What's your theories with this whole car thing?
Yeah, I'm worried they're gonna try to do like the whole Planet Hulk storyline just kind of like in the background of She-Hulk, and we won't actually get to see it.
Yes, I mean,
but I like because if the movie rights expire next year or the year after, like I don't think they can start planning that movie like this far ahead, like I know with Daredevil, they like weren't allowed to like start planning including him in projects until the rights like fully reverted. Like I think they couldn't start planning the Netflix series until Fox lost the rights.
Right. Yeah. That could make sense. Yeah. Because with Daredevil, because it was like after everything got canceled in 2018, and they say it was like 2 years.
Oh no, I'm talking about
warranty to be expired.
I'm talking about before that, when Fox lost the rights.
Oh, yes, the Fox rights. I mean, for Daredevil, that one, that was like a very like 14 or 13 years of like, because they did the Elektra 2 years prior from the first Ben Affleck, so like they still had the rights there, but then after Elektra, they fortunately like language in development, and so by I think 2012 they got the rights back, so that was like a good 12 or 8 years or whatnot.
Right. Yeah, but so, I'm saying I think Marvel wasn't allowed to start developing like a Daredevil TV show until after the rights had reverted.
Yes, correct. Yeah. No, I understand that. I understand that. Okay. And then I understand what you're saying. Yeah, because after they got the rights, because like was it around 2013 they announced the Netflix deal, and then there was like, okay, we're gonna do this. So yeah, I know. And also I just wanted to give a heads up. Like we really don't like Universal have the Hulk rights since the 70s, and they have a very specific contract deal that we really don't know. So this this rumor is kind of up in the air, and Marvel Studios haven't confirmed this, so we have to see.
Yeah, I do know that the Universal one is a little different because they have the distribution rights for any Hulk films, but Marvel Studios could technically make the movie, but then Universal would get all of the income for distributing it.
Yeah, and that's why we got She-Hulk, because Stan and Marvel were kind of concerned if the showrunner that did the Incredible Hulk show back in the 70s was going to create a spin-off, almost like Bionic Woman. They're like, okay, we need to create this to keep the rights for her from Universal. So that's how we got She-Hulk. So it's pretty intriguing behind scenes thing, if you care about that. But yeah, so I mean, there was a time when Marvel kept things from us, and we didn't know they were in development. You know, what was the one I was kind of shocked? I guess Fantastic Four. Right now, I didn't know it was going to be in 2026 for Phase 6. So I thought that was going to be a long way for them. So, but which it isn't, and so we're going to get them in Phase 6. You know, and we've already introduced one of them recently with Mr. Fantastic. In Doctor Strange 2, so and also we didn't get a review at all of Phase 6, so we'll see. But we have to wait for next week get all those confirmation.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so I guess is there anything else? Is there other ideas you think it would go to? You brought up Planet Hulk. We already did Planet Hulk and Thor 3.
Yeah, I meant World War Hulk.
Yeah, War Hulk. Okay. That could be the next movie. I think it's just if they're not going to do nothing in this show for the Hulk, then it makes sense that they're just setting up it now in this show for a potential movie later. You know.
Yeah.
If it's not going to be in his faces.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they can make a Hulk solo movie.
Yeah, not right now.
Yeah.
Not in Phase 5 or really Phase 6. But I think after the Multiverse saga is done, I think they can do that. You know what I mean? Because after the Infinity War saga, we got Daredevil, and we now got Fantastic Four and X-Men, and we're slowly introduced them in his faces. So I can see that happening with Hulk for this new faces after the Multiverse saga. So, but yeah. So and then now we can get into the next major one that happened this episode 3 was the Wrecking Crew. Love it. I love them. I think their weapons were cool. I like their tie of origin to the Asgard mythology, which is good because they're Thor villains.
Yeah,
and I was kind of intrigued after the fight was over. They put the mention of the boss, and they were trying to get her blood. And so, what's your prediction for the boss? Mine is definitely the leader. It just makes sense if you bring in. Oh, you have another idea?
Yeah. I mean, the leader would be fun. I would love for them to finally bring that back. That plot thread that they left dangling for 14 years.
Yeah.
But I was thinking maybe Kingpin, and that's how Daredevil gets involved.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know. I just came up with that right now. But
yeah. There were other ones they mentioned. Roxanne, that could be a potential one that we see. You know. Because I was looking at one YouTuber, and he mentioned that could be a potential because we didn't get the defendant that was put in trial in episode 1. We never got who was that person, who was like
right.
Uh,
yeah,
the accuser,
mm-hmm.
So it could be a Rexon company, and that when they saw She-Hulk, they probably because we haven't besides what is it, Cloak and Dagger, the TV show that dealt with Rexon as a company,
right.
We haven't
a little bit in Agent Carter.
Oh yes, yeah.
And then it briefly appeared in Loki.
Oh yes, as a mole, which is cool. So we've been referencing these companies since 2008, and it's like, when are we gonna make them as villains? Because the Miles game from Spider-Man made the Roxxon company as the main villains. It's like, So
no, I really like Roxxon as an evil corporation in the background. So
and this would be a good way to introduce them, and that's and then there was the other one they brought up because we know this is coming out. The Hood could be the main one for the boss. This is the main villain for Ironheart. Could be kind of makes sense, but I personally don't know the Hood as well, so I don't know, is he a big villain to set up for Ironheart, So, but that's the thing. So my main theory is that I thinking has to be the leader. If not, then it has to be Val, right? Because I don't know how we're setting up the Thunderbolts with the Abomination, so it could be that Val wants to create her own Hulk, but then she has this really realistic things. Let me get the other Hulk that is the Abomination. That could be a setup, but
could be.
I don't know, it's just very odd. And I just hope it's the leader, because we brought back Abomination. We are doing something with the Incredible Hulk, and then we have Bruce here, and we're doing good stuff with him. I think this is a good time to bring the leader back, and it makes sense. He's called the boss, So just imagine the Wrecking Crew when they go up against her again. They will say a leader, and then that'd be the right confirmation. So we'll see. But that's my dreams, and I know that's gonna be shattered in a few weeks, or really at the end of the series. So is there is there anything else we have to bring out for She-Hulk episode 2 and 3? I think we covered everything with these episodes.
I do think we covered everything. I don't know. I really liked the B story of episode 3.
Yeah,
I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I like that we don't have any fluff in the episode. So far it's been consistent, very focused. That's the thing for me. So, and the family. We got Jennifer's family. They're fun. I love it.
Yeah.
I did like her brother saying, "Oh, you got fired," and right away it just ends up being pretty bad dinner for her. And I like they mentioned the Hulk and how it's not the first time one of their family destroyed the city, so that was kind of cool. Not for either New York or Sokovia for Adolfman, so but yeah, so that part was funny, and I will say I still like the title sequences. episode 3, they have one for Jennifer lifting a fridge for her mom. That's actually a direct reference for Dan Slott, where she did that for Jarvis and the Avengers Tower. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think it's great. I kind of wish they kept the song they had for first episode. I thought that was a great, like, because if you're doing the sitcom thing, it makes sense to have this licensed song that you have. Because like every sitcom has it. Like, Scrubs has one.
You need a theme song.
Yeah, exactly. And you got Friends, of course. They have that crazy song I don't like, but well, whatever. And what else? I mean, so many sitcoms do that. Big Bang Theory has one. It's catchy. But yeah, I don't like their alternating from a superhero theme and then to a licensed one. Like, just be consistent. You're gonna do this,
Yeah.
So yeah. So but yeah. So thank you, Will, for joining me today. I think this was a fun podcast.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, me will be there. We'll be back for the episode 4 or 5, and I thinking we should cover D23 as well.
Sure.
The reveals for Phase 6, because we covered the Comic-Con one. I think it will be best we'll touch that a little bit after we're done with the episodes. So I think it'll be great to see what was revealed and the trailers and Phase 6 finally, and then hopefully casting for Fantastic Four, because that's been I don't know, you hear WandaVision, Matt Cernick is somewhat confirmed to be director for the FF movie, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So far it's been crazy news today with Disney and D23 coming out the next Sunday. So I think, or whatever.
That sounds great.
So yeah. So thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. We'll be back for doing more She-Hulk, and of course we'll discuss a little bit on the D23 reveals for Phase 6 and all of that Marvel related content. Everyone, have a nice week. I'll see you guys later.